Hello and welcome to another Tuesday night. This is the Parra Leagues Talking Parra podcast. We're back again. What have we got? 4, 5 to go, something like that. Who's counting? Look, we'll go through our sponsors first of all. Say thanks to them. Time for a chat is AMS Trophies, Bay Vista, Eurowork, Tate Sports Cards, Non-Stop Landscapes, Wink Media, X-Visory, Spot on Hose and Fittings, Tony Mustafa, Mortgage Choice, JD's Buyers Agents, Riverside Brewing Co., and BMA Trucking as well. Look, before we obviously go into it tonight, don't forget to give this a share, which I know you'll all be doing straight away. We are giving away $100 vouchers this week. It didn't go off last week, but we'll draw that later in the night. You've got 30 seconds to claim that. And if it doesn't go off, we'll go up to $150 next week. So, look, we'll bring everyone else in straight away, get straight into it, stuck into it tonight. And like I said, don't forget to share, comment, shared. Jez will start. We'll draw it at the end. Welcome. Who's missing? Oh, that's right. My brother. He's coming. He's not in yet. It's, only one can be the organised, It's hard to be the smart, organised, good-looking one of the family all the time, I know it's hard, but, it just happens. It's, it is what it is. Welcome, everyone. Let's start with the news, first of all, because it's out there. It's everywhere. People are talking about it. People want answers. We usually go straight into the game. Let's get to some breaking news straight away. I guess the question needs to be asked at the moment, where is Bailey? Everyone wants to know what's going on with Bailey Simonson, and I hope everyone gets the effort I put into that, because that graphic right there, that is Sonny Bill Williams when Sonny Bill Williams departed, except I've replaced it with Bailey Simonson. So, no, Bailey Simonson has not flown the coop. He has not flown off to New Zealand to join rugby union like Sonny Bill did. But Bailey Simonson obviously has not been seen at Parramatta. Asked at release, has not been at training. No one kind of knows what's going on. Lots of rumours around saying that he's been sacked, he's been released, all that kind of stuff. People really wanting to know what's happened. So, we're going to dive in the situation soon. We're going to talk about it a little bit deeper, but we'll cut to the gist of it so much and just say, Mitchell Moses sprays, yeah. It'll be like a bug repellent. That's actually a fucking great idea. So someone should come up with a Mitchell Moses spray bug repellent. If someone can get that made, I reckon they'll make a fucking fortune at the moment. You're an entrepreneur, Jason. You've got the money. Can you back that, please? Can you do it? Can you find someone? Anyway, let's get back into this, then we'll go to everyone's opinion on it. He hasn't been released. He's been given permission to talk to other clubs. At the moment, Bailey hasn't been at training at the back end of last week and hasn't been at training this week. That doesn't mean that's not going to change. So, I guess the fact he's been given permission to talk to these other clubs, it probably means that, I think the club's kind of hoping the manager's a bit happy now, Bailey's a bit happier, and hopefully comes and finishes off the season. Look, it's obviously not going to be in first grade. The way things have gone down, and Bailey will probably never pull on the Parramatta NRL jersey again, but I tell you what, New South Wales Cup sitting third at the moment, had a great win on the weekend. They're a big chance of winning a comp. It'd be great to see Bailey in that comp, I guess, adding some more experience to that team. But let's see how it plays out. What's your thoughts on the situation, Troy?
Well, I think it's a very disappointing one, to be honest. I mean, it does sound like he is unsatisfied not being picked straight back into first grade when Sean got injured. But, I mean, we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes, but look, if he wants to leave, he can leave. It'd be a shame that he did leave because he does have potential, and you don't like to see players leave all the time. But it's just the way that it's going down. As you said, not being at training last week. What the club said, don't be at training last week and this week. And it would be good to see him in New South Wales Cup if they do go on to win it.
So I highlight the comments because the comments are going to start bagging out Bailey here. I've got a lot of respect for Bailey Simonson, always have as a person, so I'm not going to dive deep into that. Yeah, look, it looks like a dummy spit, but I've also got another source that's telling me that Bailey never actually asked to release himself. It's a lot of, stuff going on behind the scenes. We know managers can play games. There's obviously some kind of unhappiness. And all, I guess, as a client, Bailey has to go back and say, I'm unhappy. And his manager's going to be looking elsewhere. Jason, as a client, would you experience that?
Well, yeah, look, if you're talking to me as like somebody who may have to act as an agent for their client or as a mouthpiece for the client, then yeah, look, you got to do what they want. But I mean, from a personal point of view, and as a fan, it does just seem like a dummy spit, unfortunately. But we like Bailey. We like him a lot, and he gave us a lot in 22. And he's always a hard runner, hard and fast, and doesn't seem like he actually wants to leave, or he seems like he's always been quite happy since he got here. But if it's a situation where he's not willing to work through Cup to get his spot back, then I'm happy for him to go, because we don't want that anymore. We don't want any stone kickers. We want people that want to work hard and be part of the system.
Speaking of disappointments, one just joined the podcast. We'll get to him soon. Taylor, I know you were pretty devastated by the Bailey situation. First of all, when he wasn't named in the team list, and then I had to break it to you that, he's asked for release. It looks like he's going elsewhere. What's your thoughts on the situation while we're talking about it?
To be honest, I just feel sorry for him because I feel like he's been injured so much. But then when he does come back from injury, he just gives 100%. And same as like what Jace was saying, it's sad that he doesn't want to work his way back up. And obviously we do not need that attitude at all. So it's just sad because I think he's such a good player. He's got the team spirit. I feel like he's one of the OGs as well. But it sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah, the OGs is a funny thing. I think when you look at it for next year, he's going to be left from, I guess, the 2022 grand final. You're going to have Mitch left. You're going to have Junior left. I think that's and Will. So Will, Mitch, and Junior will be all that's kind of left next year, I think. When you look at it that way, it's a big turnaround, and we know we need a turnaround. Jack, Bailey Simonson, if he heads to the Gold Coast Titans, nice and close to you. Your thoughts on all this?
Well, who knows? If he moves to the Gold Coast, I might just become best friends with him. Like, pretty close. But either way, I'm a pretty cool guy. He's a pretty cool guy. He's only coming to the Gold Coast if we get someone in return. I've been doing some spitballing. I reckon a good swap. I'm thinking Simo for Jaden Campbell. I think it meshes well. I think we can really tap into Campbell's potential. I think he'd be another good winger for Gold Coast. I'm thinking as a win-win.
It's actually not how it works, though, Jack, because he's been given permission to talk to other people and he's been released. We don't really get anyone back. But if we're going to go for a fair trade and we're looking for like and how good Bailey has been, I think we have to go Tino. The similarities there, both coming off ACL injuries. So both are
honestly, Simo is so good. Why not get Campbell and Tino? It's only fair. We only got a goal.
Yeah, as long as they become first grade starters. Welcome, Mr. Lover of Mitchell Moses. What's doing? And while you've come in, we're talking about Bailey Simonson. Pays to be on time. But
look,
your thoughts on this whole situation?
4 computers in the house, and 3 of them didn't work. So I'm doing my best.
See what I mean about being the smart, it's the smart one of the family and the good-looking one, all this kind of stuff. You can't ever get confused.
You've got all those good-looking books behind you there. Are they smart books or?
They're just for looks. They're just for looks. Bailey, look, depends on what story ends up being true. If it comes out that he considers himself a winger and doesn't want to play centres and didn't want to fight for his spot, then I'm happy for him to go. It would be a shame. I thought for a while he's sort of been one of our best in the backs in some tough years, but if that's the case, what I said before, it goes against everything that Rolls is trying to build. So, thank you, Bailey. Thanks for the service, but see you later.
Yeah, fair. We'll go with that. We'll allow that. You actually sounded quite smart there. It's good when you come into a podcast like 3 times a year and you get to sound like a smart one, isn't it? Hey, but. I guess the final thing I will say on the Bailey situation, and let's hope it is resolved quickly. It doesn't drag on because this is not what we need. It's been a positive finish to the year, and it's been an overall pretty positive year. We copped some hidings, pretty early on, had some injuries and stuff, but it has been a fairly positive year. We don't want to derail that. But one thing I do want to say is I hate when people start bagging out players straight away and really start giving it to them. I think a lot of this has to come down to the managers. Like Dylan Brown didn't even know what was going on in his situation. His manager handled all that. Dylan didn't know until the final thing when he had to make the decision, essentially. He was just out feeling, doing whatever he could before Dylan even knew about it. So I guess don't be quick to turn on players, like we kind of highlighted before. As a client, obviously a manager's got a job to do. If he's not happy and his manager thinks he can get better elsewhere, which means the manager can make more money, I guess that's what we have to go through. Whose family's having a great time in the background? Someone's family's having a great time. Troy, is that yours?
Probably.
It's
Probably the daughter's so excited about Taylor's new album coming out, so she just can't hold it together.
When does your new album come out?
She hasn't announced the date yet, but she's going on.
Sorry, I thought he meant you were bringing out a new album. I was waiting for that.
I'll claim it. You'll claim it.
Yeah, you'll take it. You'll take it, yes. Troy has a kid, not multiple kids. It's a Parra game, not a Parra dungeon. Anyway, let's get on to Sunday's games, and we'll go to there. So Sunday's game, obviously, look, come away with a 19-18 win. I thought we were going to go on with that one. I thought it was going to be that game we went on to when it got to 18-8. Looked like we were doing it pretty easy. Looked like we were running through them. I was thinking Parra 13+, if not Parra 30+, but in classic Parramatta way, we found a way to let the Cowboys back into it. So, it was disappointing, obviously, to let them back into it, but the fact we come away with the win and we found a way to do it was good. I'm just going to go straight to now, Jason. You can wait to the end actually, because we know where you're going to go. It's going to end up in a heated battle between you and Michael probably, but he's not going to do it. But yeah, anyway, Troy, your thoughts on the game?
Well, look, we did everything right in the first half, didn't we? I thought we got out to that nice lead. We did the right thing after half time, scoring that first try, but then 2 quick tries to the Cowboys was pretty disappointing to let them back into the game. Look, the Cohen Hess tackle on Jason's boyfriend was pretty disastrous and should have been sin binned. I don't know how that was overlooked. There was also the same player involved in that play the ball strip, apparently. So that was ridiculous as well. I'm sure Jason will tee off on that one as well. But, so, look, they stuck in there. Obviously, we saw this big spray from Mitchell on Talon De Silva, which was just showing his passion and his want to win. And look, he just nailed that field goal nice and calmly and got the ball over and they held on. So, and took a great dive at the end, apparently. So,
mate, I send you a list of things we're going to talk about throughout the podcast. And you mentioned 3 of them in your opening. We might as well not talk about them now. You've just kind of gone straight into them. So,
next time you asked me what I thought about the game, or you want me just to avoid all those things then, do you?
Next time you'll be what Cohen Hess should have been. You'll be in the bin. Taylor, your thoughts?
No, obviously so happy we got the win, but I swear I just want to be able to experience a full 80 minutes without having anxiety the whole time. I just want to be one of the teams where we can put 40 points on them and just enjoy the entire 80 minutes knowing we're going to win without being on stress the whole time.
Yeah, you can tell she's young, eh? Like, you get used to it. Like as someone said in the comments, we're all wearing hats, and Taylor isn't. It's because we've all been supporting Parramatta that long. We're all losing our hair. So we've all got to wear hats on the podcast. And also Taylor doesn't have a hat yet, but we do have one for her. So, but no, yeah, you're 100% right there, Michael. You get used to it, Taylor. There's ways to do stuff. There's, the easy way, there's the hard way, and there's the Parra way, which is somewhere above the hard way. But yeah.
He is the captain, Damien. So yeah, he does spray everyone. So don't worry about that.
Hey, I'm the captain now. All right.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I know. Jack?
Yeah, well, look, that's what, 2 games in. Mate, I'm not Troy or Hayden. I can have a couple of beers and still remember the game perfectly, mate. We're all good.
Okay, good. Just want to check. Yep.
No, so what's that? 2 games in 3 weeks where I've watched us win the game off a no try in the last 60 seconds. So that's a good little run for me to have. I'll claim it. Been told by multiple fans as we walked out that I'm Parra's good luck charm. So if Parramatta hear about this, I'm here. But look, I think it's in our DNA to make things as difficult as possible. Like, we had that game, and then we had a 5-minute period of Cowboys momentum, and then 20 minutes of us panicking like we had never played rugby league. And yeah, luckily, Mitch Moses, great man, fantastic man, iced it, won us the game in attack and defense. What more can you say?
Yeah, no, you've said it all. Like, we could just do a whole podcast with you just talking so much sense. You're on fire tonight. Look at you go, Jack. Like, look at the weekend away's been good for you. Weekend away.
Is there a Mitch tattoo coming?
I just love.
I'm sad I can't get any more player tattoos. It's embarrassing to her.
I love the fact that you've just had such a big weekend away and you're here on a Tuesday night ready to talk footy. You're like, I'm proud of you. It must be so hard, but I'm proud of you.
Roll up the sleeves, mate. Some of us are going to do it. Some of us can't. I won't name any names, but I'll be here always, mate.
Man up mentality.
Yeah, that's
Next
it. Well, Michael, speaking of next man up mentality, we've got Michael here. Michael, your thoughts on the game? And I guess it kind of proves that good teams do find a way to win games even though referees' decisions go against them.
Yeah, I thought the first half hour was a bit of a bludger. I think I said in our chat, I felt like that the last couple of weeks where the games probably took its toll and we had to warm into it. I thought once we scored early in the second half, we were going to kick on with it. I felt like a few times in the second half we were ready to run away with it, but those 2 tries that they scored, which I guess were against the run of play both times, turned it into a close one, and it was good to see that without the errors from without the errors from the Melbourne game, and Moses standing up in the last probably 10 minutes and really barking orders and steering us around, we just managed to get there.
Yeah, I agree. He's just talking so much sense. I want a special welcome to Andy. Andy from formerly Hawks Radio, now Castlereagh Radio, joining us today. Andy, mate, it's only 4 weeks. In 4 weeks' time, we do our special podcast where we allow everyone to come on, everyone to have their say. So that's going to be fucking exciting this year. Now we know how to actually do these layouts and stuff, and with Jez's expertise in the background, that podcast is unlimited. Like, we could have that many people on here just talking nonsense. It's going to be fantastic. So I can't wait for that. It's going to be great. Look, I'm not even going to introduce him. There's no need to introduce him at all. We're just going to,
All right, guys, I got 6 points. Okay, let's go through 6 points. The first, the trainer incident. The referee's an absolute fucking moron. It's either you go back to the previous play the ball or you have a scrum. It's not just give the ball to the other side and they get to play the ball. No, it's go back to the previous play the ball or have a scrum. So that fucking moron has already got it wrong. He has no idea what the fucking rules are. Okay, what do you expect when we've got Liam Kennedy as our referee, Belinda Sharp as a touchy, and fucking Ashley Klein in the fucking bunker? What do you expect? None of them knows how to just open up and do a quick fucking little search on what mutual infringement means. Second of all, the challenge that we lost. Okay, Mitchell Moses, our captain, goes up to him and says, "What are you calling?" He said a strip. And Moses said, "No strip. We are challenging strip." There was no strip. Goes up to Ashley fucking moron Klein and he calls a fucking ruck interference and says the challenge is unsuccessful. No, challenge is successful. Challenge was successful. We challenged a strip. It wasn't a fucking strip, you fucking moron. Next, when they got a penalty, Cohen Hess dropped the ball cold, and it got called a penalty. In what world is that a penalty? He dropped the ball cold, and they got 2 points from that. Lomax was tackled in the air. So apparently when you're a Parramatta player, you can tackle people in the air, but you can't get tackled in the air. So, that's the way it is apparently. Joash could have had his career ruined by one of the worst low-leg 13 tackles I've ever seen in my life. And apparently that's okay. That just gets a penalty. That's no sin bin there, even though Kafusi last week got sin bin for that. And finally, if it wasn't for Mitch Moses having a footy brain, probably bigger than my fucking head, then we wouldn't have got that obstruction call because Ashley Klein is blind as a fucking bat and wouldn't have seen it. So he had to dive. He had to milk that. Otherwise they wouldn't have seen it. Thank you very fucking much. The refs suck and we were very lucky to win with such poor reffing decisions. Please go.
Woo!
how many was that? How many was that, Jez? Did you keep count?
I lost count after 5, but it's probably double that. I'm just glad I got the headphones on.
It was 6 points.
That photo was for later, Jeremy. That photo was a passionate moment for later. All right. Anyway, let's move on from that. Obviously, talking about that, I want to highlight a couple of things on that. Like, first of all, I thought the refereeing was terrible. Jason, you're 100% right on that challenge. Well, the challenge was successful, but it still would have been a penalty to the Cowboys. Because you're right. He said, it was a strip, but it wasn't a strip. It was ruck interference. I don't actually know where it happened. Did it happen inside the 40 or was it outside? Oh, it doesn't matter. He dropped the ball. It would have been a penalty no matter what. So, but yeah, I can't believe the Cohen Hess one, the fact they reviewed that. We're going to get to the Mitchell Moses thing later because obviously you're going to talk about that quite a bit more. But you got something to say, Deal? Here he goes.
I just thought it was interesting that Jason didn't point out the penalty that we got to take the 2 to start the game off that was in no way, shape or form a penalty.
That's because I go for Parramatta.
I thought lawyers were supposed to be just and fair.
What's that for that? Yeah. What? You got to add.
That's all I've got to say.
Everyone wants to fight Michael. You got to remove her. You got to remove her as well. Let's go remove.
That's all I've got to say. I just thought that was interesting.
I don't want
to. Of all the things you noticed, you never noticed that one.
No, I noticed it, but there's no point in actually putting it forward. See, lawyers don't have to be objective. They have to put forward their client's best case. So the only time I'd ever have to mention something that would be detrimental to my client is an ex parte application. And it's not an ex parte application. I don't have to put forward the other side's case. I just put forward my client's best case and avoid everything else. And that's my obligation under the rules. So
are you still
that's
going
what I do.
to death or what?
No, I think it's a perfect example, as Adam said, that good teams just find a way to win regardless. You take ownership of what you can control and you get it done and you win. It probably helped that we didn't miss 42 tackles and dropped the ball 6 times in their 20 out of 14 like we did the week before.
Imagine if Moses didn't dive, though. Imagine if Moses didn't dive. Would have been a completely different story.
Considering they review every try and that was a blatant caught the ball on the inside and one of the most blatant obstructions you'd see, I honestly reckon they would have picked it up anyway.
It went up as a try. Liam Kennedy didn't pick it up.
It was never going to be a try, mate. Never.
But it went up as a try. That's my point. The refereeing is so poor, they can't even make a decision on something so obvious.
No.
It was so obvious.
No.
He called it a try. That's ridiculous. No. It's ridiculous.
It's the same as the old...
Kiss.
Same as the old... Bottom teams get the bad calls, top team get... Every year, the top 8 is, by rights, the top 8. Like, come on. Good teams just win.
I don't like when my brother and my lover fight. It's a bit when me and Jason one day get married and Michael has to give his speech or whatever, that this could happen. So I'm a bit worried thinking back on it. Yeah, pretty much. But we're going to get to the obstruction soon. I don't want to talk about the obstruction. Everyone keeps trying to fucking talk about the obstruction. And we've got something special coming later. So let's get to our player of the match because intro's taken 24 minutes. Player of the match. You guys voted, and I didn't go for this guy, but Mitchell Moses, 55 run meters, 1 try assists, 529 kick meters, 20 tackles, 1 field goal, 3 sprays. The 3 sprays are pretty important. Gave out 3 of them. Jack, you voted Mitchell Moses. Why did you go Mitchell Moses man of the match?
Because when we needed someone to step up and win us that game, he did it. And it was Fox until he did that stupid thing where he didn't catch the bloody ball and stopped it with his foot. I said some things I cannot repeat on this podcast in anger. So he was removed from my pick and I had to be Moses.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. I know you also went Mitch as well, didn't you, Michael?
I honestly can't remember. I think I went Riley
His
Smith,
name
actually.
suggests he did.
Yeah, I know.
No, I think I actually went Riley Smith because I thought we just noticed so much the difference when he was off. But I did mention Mitch and the fact his last 10 minutes probably got us over the line, but I think when it came down to it, I said Riley.
I went Joash. I had 2 errors in the game, but just the run meters and the trouble, out of trouble as well, some try assists. But I want to give a shout out to Jermaine Hopgood. And fuck, I hope I don't curse him again because I gave him a shout out a couple of weeks ago and he was utterly shit the week after. But like, you know, he played perfect against Brisbane, Melbourne. I don't know what he was doing against Melbourne. Like, honestly, like it was like they put an under 14s kid out there. But I thought Hopgood was really good. 127 run meters, and played like a front rower. No stupid shit, no crap offloads. Just looked to tuck the ball and run. But 46 tackles from 46 in the middle of the field. That's fucking amazing. You're not going to better that. Like, if your middle is that solid, and then you look at the fact that, you know, Riley obviously played big minutes in the middle with him as well, and Riley made 45 tackles as well. The next closest to those two was Williams with 26 and Moretti with 25. Sorry, Moretti with 25. Like, that's incredible effort from those blokes to combine for 91 tackles. Like, we haven't seen that at Parramatta for a long time. So I want to give Hopgood that shout out. We'll move on from the player match. We go to the defender match, which I've kind of gone straight into. And the defender of the match was obviously Jermaine Hopgood. I'll go to you, Troy. Your thoughts on obviously Jermaine's performance? I was just giving him a massive rap.
Yeah, well, it was his best performance in a long time, wasn't it? As we have seen this year, he has struggled this season, but massive performance and didn't try to offload when he didn't need to. And as you said, 45, 46 tackles in a game in the middle. He looked like he really wanted to win this game and massive performance. Best for probably 2 years.
That could be one of the best comments I've seen this year. That's brilliant, Josh. That's brilliant from you. Yeah. Okay, let's get on to our top performers. Jason, I hope Jez brings up the top performers. Who impressed you the most is the overall performance and just putting in that effort?
Look, you can't discount Moses. If he's not there, we don't win. And I agree. Hoppy, and I think it was said in the comments, he was just running. He wasn't looking to pass. He wasn't looking to offload every time. He just ran hard, tackled hard, and I think he played an excellent game. For me, Josh Adokar, he really did step up, and I was just hoping for that extra try, but he ran a little bit harder. He ran a little bit faster, and you could tell he was really up for it for the Indigenous round. So for me, he was my man of the match. But look, Joash is looking electric, and I'm great. I'm looking I'm so excited about this Ayongi versus Joash battle for fullback, and then of course Lomax. Lomax looks like he already needs a holiday. He is always gassed. He just tries his heart out. And Moretti was running hard as he had some hard runs. I'd like to see him get a few more minutes, maybe start. I think he is starting again.
Yes, he started the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Exactly name to start this week, but he started, and I told Jason to do that myself. Jason Rolls on the podcast 2 weeks ago. I said I don't like Dylan Walker starting. I love Dylan Walker at 13 over Hopgood, but he's just not a starter for me. He has to come on that 20-minute mark. And Jason Rolls sent me a message and said, I'll listen to you. He didn't really, guys. I know some people fucking probably take this seriously, and I'll have complaints again. But Jason Rolls obviously is a fan of the podcast. Hi, Jason. Thanks for watching. And he decided that, he was going to start Luca, and Luca's been doing an awesome job.
He was my man of the match.
Thanks, Troy. I wasn't going to come do any man in the match. I was going to give you a say on this. No, you've just fucking done it. Don't worry. I want to give a couple more shout-outs when I look through that top performance. Jez, can you bring that top performance so I can do this? Riley Smith. Riley Smith was immense. There was a period of that match, and it was only a 3-minute period. Someone commented earlier. A 3-minute period where Talon come on and Walker was still on. Riley was actually playing front row. In that time playing front row, would you believe Riley Smith managed to get 4 tackle breaks in a position he's never played before moving to lock? And it all happened. I went back and watched it. All those tackle breaks happened when he was in that period at front row, just got the ball and went boom. So that's an incredible performance. He was pretty much, you can get rid of it now, Jez. He was pretty much throwing up as he come off. He was like, it was in front of us, wasn't it, Jason? He was pretty much dry reaching. He was that fucked. He put that much effort into it. 70-minute performance, I think it was. And hooker, front row, lock. I know the plan was always to play him as that lock, kind of like that Brendan Smith thing when Talon comes on, and we'll talk about Talon later. But, he did an incredible job there, so it's absolutely massive.
Yeah. And he still came around. He still came around, took photos, signed jersey, talked to everyone. Like absolutely, that guy is a future captain of the club. Honestly,
signed the first ever Rolex watch.
You know what? I'm off both you tonight. Read the script. We've got a special dedication to Riley later, and you just keep going off early. Seriously, like the way you're still blowing off early. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway, let's get to the charity multi first of all, because Hayden's dream run, it's over. He sure knows how to curse some players. Did not get one of them right, but he did pretty well. He's guaranteed we're going to finish in $23 profit. So already $23 is already going to charity. And Jack's up this week. We'll get to Jack's a bit later on, but Jack's put some thought into it, and Jack's gone fucking big as well. He's like, I'm not here, I'm just going to go big straight in. Not going to do these little build-up ones. If I get one, I'll nail it, and everyone will be happy. So let's get to the Moses blow-up, because it's obviously been a massive talking point. There's a lot of do's, a lot of don'ts about it. Is this acceptable? They blew up at Talon Silver. Now, I think some of us are going to be for it. Some of us are going to be against it. We're all going to get our say, I'll come around here. Now, I want to say as a seasoned 5'8" of one game, who played 5'8" on the weekend, I blew up at nearly every single person on the field as a half for pissing me off. I blew up at my hooker 1,000 times for not giving me the ball, and I completely see why he gets it. I completely see why he does it. He wants to set the standard of talent who's new to the club. He's not at the Tigers anymore. And, I'm your captain. You listen to me. I want to look at it from the other side of it as well. And the other side of it, I see it from both ways, is Mitch needs to realise he's not playing with experienced players anymore. It's not Gutho who's going to take this. Doing something like that and blowing up at Talon could affect his game for the rest of the game when the game was still on the line. I saw him have words with Joash as well earlier on, which happened in front of us. Jason essentially told him to play short, go long to Fox instead of playing short. Yeah, so that was after he did it the first time. Then he went long the next time, which led to an intercept. You know, you got to let these kids play their natural game. Like, we've got some very inexperienced players out there. And even he's 5'8", Dean Hawker, he's been around a while, but he's not that experienced. You know, Ongi comes back in this week potentially, and let's say Joash goes to 6. He's got a very inexperienced spine around him. Even with Luca there playing 13, because 13's part of the spine, he's not that experienced. I'm seeing both sides of it. Now I'm going to throw it over to you. I'll go to you first, Troy.
Well, look, as a seasoned professional of copping sprays every left, right, and centre, usually every second week, or usually every week sometimes. Look, it's acceptable on the football field, probably not in the workplace, but look, it just shows you how passionate Mitch is about winning the game. And look, Talon will probably think twice about doing what he did in those 5 minutes again in such a crucial time of a game. Look, they've made up. They're not enemies or anything like that. They saw that on social media. So, look, I don't find a problem with it.
Yep, fair. Social media. Hey, how good is it, Jack?
I'm all for it. I'll play C grade All-Star on a Thursday and scream at people who have played one All-Star game. I don't care. On the field, your objective is to win the game. I was right in front of him when they were doing it. I knew De Silva was going to go himself. And they had the big big backline set up, And who knows? Tied game, 10 to go. Who says we couldn't have scored there? If it's on the field, you need to learn to be able to handle things. If you can't handle a spray, you're probably in the wrong profession because it's high intensity all the time.
You see it both ways. Do you see it both ways?
Yeah.
Like, as a young hooker, right? You're told that if the markers aren't set and the markers weren't set, they weren't ready, you should always go. That's every young hooker coming through the grades knows that you know, the markers aren't ready, you have a crack. Now, in the last, I guess, 3 weeks when the games have been on the line, Mitchell Moses probably hasn't come up with the big plays. I'm going to be 100% honest. It's been a lot of crossfield to Zach Lomax. He's kind of been missing there. Like, you know, we saw it against Melbourne. You know, as Michael would quite often say, Dylan Walker went sent to Junior Paulo. Where was Mitchell Moses there? I see why Talon might have thought. I know he's a young player trying to prove himself. I see why he might have thought to himself that he could come up with that big play, and that's what it was. It's a bit of selfishness probably, but it's also things going through his head where he's been taught his whole career, because it hasn't worked for us the other weeks. You know, like if he sees the week, you able to rewatch that Melbourne game, right? Everyone rewatches game, they do a player review, all that kind of stuff. He sees Dylan Walker going short to Junior Paul. He thinks, oh, I can come up with a big play. Why do I need to go to Mitch? Is that wrong, Jason? Do you think?
Look, it's one of those conundrums, right? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But if he was to score that try, he's a hero, and Mitch is probably jumping up in the air congratulating him. If the ref knew what he was doing and noticed that they were not square and offside, then we get a penalty. But at the end of the day, he's our captain, he's our 7. If he wants the ball, he's the first priority. And if you're going to execute, you have to execute. And if you don't, you're going to get sprayed. So simple as that. But look, I understand from his point of view, young player, he has to learn. We've got a lot of young players, and you're right. Mitch may have to be a bit more patient with them, but he actually is. Like in the press conference, he acknowledges that. But I guess on the field, in the heat of the moment, you just have to give him that spray, get it out in the open, and then move on. But after the game and in the press conference, he's totally fine. He says he knows he has a young team. So I think he gets it, but just, you know, he's Lebanese. What can he do?
Yeah. All right. Jez wants to have a say as well. Who's missing? Oh, Michael's missing because he come late to the party. Well, I won't go to you straight away, Jez. I'll go to Taylor first. Taylor, whose side are you on here? Mitchell Moses or Talon De Silva?
Oh, I don't know how Moses doesn't blow up more often. I don't know how he holds it in half the time. Because I can see the other side, but also, what do you want him to do in that situation? You want him to say to Talon, "Oh, it's all right, just don't do it again." Like, no, it's not good. He's a professional NRL player. He shouldn't do it. So I'm on Moses all day, every day.
Yeah, I see your point, Joe. I think real leaders lead by example, not with their words. And I haven't seen a lot of that from Mitch this year. Yes, he won the game for us in the end, but plenty of games he hasn't won. Jeremy?
I'm looking at it in the point of confidence. So for Talon to feel confident enough to have a crack from dummy half, try and win that penalty or score a try in that big moment, I think echoes the leadership that's at the club and the reason why they got him there. if he was too scared to try anything, as what Jason was saying, damned if you do, damned if you don't, I think it speaks volumes for why they got him there and the leadership that is in Parramatta at the moment. Yes, it doesn't look good on telly, but as a captain and as a leader, I was really excited by that. And I think as a young player coming up, if you have a captain that's willing to call you out, but then support you through it, that speaks volumes in itself as well. So I look at it more of as confidence thing.
I get that point as well. I just think the calling out needs to happen, I guess, probably behind closed doors. You can control your emotions a bit better. It's not like we needed a public stoning. And by what Mitch has done, is essentially publicly stoned Talon. Talon's copping it left, right, and centre. Look at the comments. Look online. People saying Talon should be dropped. He played a fucking dumb 5 minutes of footy, let's be honest. So it was a dumb 5 minutes of footy from Talon. But he's essentially started, I guess, from a young bloke that's just escaped the club at the Tigers due to some alleged bullying that was happening over there with his, best mate and all this kind of stuff. He's now copying it online because of the way Mitchell Moses reacts as well. There's so much more goes into this. Michael's burning up. He wants to say something. He's obviously...
Hang on, before you do, did you think of that when you were publicly blowing up to your players and Hooker on the weekend? Or were you caught up in the moment? Were you a better man in that moment, or...?
All I said was, give me the fucking ball. Like,
To be fair, that's all Mitch said the first time.
Yeah. But
The fact it was 3 times in 5 minutes is when he got very animated.
I'm not doing it in front of millions of people watching on TV and thousands in the stadium.
But there should
You're
be
not
a
getting
difference.
paid $1
though,
million.
shouldn't
I should be, mate. If you saw the way I carried that C grade fucking team around, I'm not $1 million. But have you,
Oh, well, there's our number 6 problem next year solved.
Yeah.
Sort him up, Parra.
Bye, Jez. Michael, have you say?
Yeah, look, I think it goes to what we touched with the Melbourne game. 5 minutes to go in the game on the line, you go the high percentage play. I don't care whether his markers weren't square and he's a hooker. You feed the ball to Mitch, your star player, right? The fact he did it the first time and Mitch said one line to him, which we can laugh and lip read and know what he said, that was it, right? He did it again twice after that and Mitch got more angry each time. Like, it was completely acceptable. After the game on the ground, he spoke really well about it. He gave him praise for his running game and said he learned from it. So he didn't double down on it. He hasn't hammered him after it. And Talon will learn from it. Like, he's 19. He'll look back on that moment now, and he won't make that mistake again. I reckon we've always looked better when our halves have fed the ball when they've won it, especially a player like Mitch. And I don't think he'll make that mistake again because of it. And in 2 years' time, where Talon actually wins us a game from a good player, a good decision, we'll be able to look back on this moment and go, you know what? I'm glad we didn't let him keep playing like shit. Like, we whipped it out of him, and it's done, and we can all move on. It was 100% deserved, and
We whipped that Tigers out of him.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's what happens in the real world. You make that many mistakes in that amount of time with that much on the line, you get wrapped over it. Like, that's life.
Yep. Fair. You made a pretty valid point there. Just remember that Talon Silva is 19 as well.
Yeah,
I forgot.
he'll learn. He'll get over it.
I forgot how young he was until he rocked up at the Leagues Club last Monday night with green pea plates. And I was like, oh, fuck, he's young. He's so young. So
Kids are
anyway,
resilient.
let's move on from Talon versus Mitch to move on to Mitch versus Todd. And we've got a quick video to play for those that missed it.
That was really pleasing.
Mitch, we just had Todd in here and he made a bit of a cheeky joke that you love to take a dive. What do you think about that?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. His back row ran the wrong line, so maybe you should be talking to his back row.
Yeah, I thought the on-field ref got it right. Seen Mitchell dive over the years plenty of times, so...
And whenever I fall at your feet, you let your tears rain down on me.
All right, there it is. Troy's thinking about sing karaoke, so we better stop that music before it continues. He's been trying to talk about this all night, Jason and Troy. I want to highlight straight away that, as Michael said earlier, it's irrelevant that if he makes contact with Moses or not, he catches the ball on the inside shoulder, runs around the back of the link. So Moses is 100% right. He runs the wrong line, the second row of Jeremy Nene. And, no matter what happened there, I can't believe the referee sent it up as a try. every single person in that stadium, including the Cowboys, the only person that celebrated that try was Reuben Cotter, right? Reuben Cotter ran about 30 metres. No one else celebrated. They all knew it was no try, yet Liam Kennedy somehow found a way to, call it right. Andy, ease off, relax. Anyway, let's get on with it and get back to it. But your thoughts on it now, Troy and Jason? I want you to have your say. So we'll go Jason first.
Look, one thing that concerns me is that it's two things: that it went up as a try, and that if Mitch doesn't dive, do they even notice that it's caught on the wrong side? Do they even notice if he doesn't do the dive? I say no. Mitch had to dive, and he's a fucking legend. I don't care how many how many Oscars he gets. He's a fucking legend. He had to do it, and he knew he had to do it. Because I'm telling you, if he checks Nanai and then tries to fill the space, and then he missed the tackle and they score, that is going through as a try, and it's not getting called back. It's because he dived, and because he showed and that it was a definite obstruction because where the ball is caught, that's why it happened. And it's just so concerning that you have to do that to get the referees to make the correct call.
Fair. Troy, your thoughts quickly before I go to everyone on that yes or no on diving?
Well, as Ahmed said, Jeremy Nane, he hit Mitchell Moses. He didn't dive. He ran into him. So, they would have found out what would have happened anyway. So, I don't know what all the fuss is about anyway.
Yeah, fair. Jack, yes or no to diving? Should players dive? Should players not dive?
Until the ref can grow themselves a brain and make decisions for themselves, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, yep. Michael, I'll go to you. I just want to talk about diving because we've been talking about milking in general. I know Jaden Campbell copped a swinging arm to the face, and if he would have stayed down, Titans probably would have won that game. Thoughts on milking and diving?
I have no issue with it when it's something obvious that the refs have missed. A high tackle, you get hit in the mouth. You get hit in the mouth. Make them make the call. Make them make the right call. Interesting to note, Liam Kennedy went upstairs as a try because he thought Mitch milked it. So this is the perfect case of the boy that cried wolf. Mitch has a history of doing it when he shouldn't have. This one nearly bit him on the arse. However, considering when it went upstairs, the video ref called that caught on the inside very early. I still think because they review every try, it would have got called anyway. As I said, no one other than Reuben Cotter thought that was a try. So, yeah.
Yeah, Reuben Cotter was fucking loving it. Taylor, you agree? You're all for diving or against diving?
No, 100%. You got to do what you got to do. The refs are cooked.
Yeah, okay. Winners win, and winners find a way to win. If it's in the rule book and you've got to do what you can do, obviously, I have no problem with it. Like I've coached and I've told people to milk it, like 100%. You want to milk everything you can because at the end of the day, we're there to win. Going out there and having fun has gone fucking a long time ago when you're a young kid. So everyone wants to win, and what makes the world spin. So cool. Jez was sitting there nodding his head to you too, Michael, when you were saying about the boy who cried wolf for Mitchell Moses. His head nearly fell off his fucking shoulders. That's how much he's nodding his head. So
it's like, let's be realistic. That's what it was about. That's why it went upstairs.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. NRLW. First of all, congratulations to everyone that stuck around for this game. It started absolutely pissing down the moment that first grade essentially finished when this game started. It was a hard watch on a Sunday night in those conditions. Look, the girls rushed off to a lead, then obviously they lost that lead and got beat 14-10. Injuries have really affected us. We've gone from looking like a team when we played in Cronulla that may have won the comp or could have won the comp to a team that is really struggling. Like, we're really missing Casey, our 5'8". Rachel Pearson just doesn't seem to know what to do. She's a great player, but she doesn't know how to mix it up. Like, she's stuck in that. She's that traditional halfback, that traditional, old school halfback that just wants to kick and pass and rely on your 5'8". And not having Casey there has made her a real struggle. Obviously missing Rory Owen as well, massively in the centre. She's one of our strike players. Troy, I know you stuck around and watched the whole game. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, it was disappointing to get out to that lead and let the Cowboys into the game and ultimately win the game. But as you said, we are missing Cassie and also massive strike weapon in Rory Owen. There's no real, I guess you could say, strike weapons, mistakes as well in certain times. Elsie Albert had another massive game back to back. Did one of the biggest crunching tackles that I would have been carted off on the Medicab off if it happened to me. So a shout out to her as well. But then did make a mistake trying to get up too quickly and lost the ball at a crucial time. So look, they'll just have to go back to the drawing board, and it's going to be a tough game against Brisbane this week.
Yeah. Jace, your thoughts?
Look, unfortunately, I had to leave at halftime because the rain was following me around. It seemed like actually a decent game. It was 0-0 for ages, and then after that, I didn't get much of it because I was too scared of the rain. And you saw that photo of how cold it was in the corporate area. We got kicked out of Field Club. I just felt like a little bit disrespected, a little bit sad, but I was happy about the win, so I didn't know what to do, so I just left.
Did they not supply you with umbrellas there?
No, man. They even cut off our drinks and food.
Oh,
if you want me to stay for the second game, give me some food and drinks, man.
Oh, yeah, that's rough.
I do think they need to find a way, and I've actually given this feedback as well, but they need to find a way to encourage people to stick around for the NRLW. I personally believe, I think it works better having the NRLW first. You're guaranteed more of a crowd and a build-up. And I'm trying to show as much respect as I can, but the reality is more people obviously are NRL members and NRLW members. So people are going to get there early to watch NRLW, then go into the NRL. And the girls, I guess, the game, the weather, everything coming into it, I just went better off if it was a 2:00 kickoff. So like I said, kudos to those that did stick around to watch the whole game. Based back to the performance, our player of the match was Ruben Cherrington. I just pretty much picked this one myself. I didn't really go to anyone else because I thought she's been superb all year. And the stats don't really show it, but just to work on the field, the run meter's there, but it's getting out of dummy half how active she is. Just that 2-3 steps to attract the mark every time is creating so many opportunities for both our forwards. Els ran for 156 metres and Elsie Albert ran for 167 metres. The fact that she's attracting a marker each time and uses that A defender is allowing for them to make so many more metres because they're getting into a one-on-one tackle. So she's doing an awesome job there. Who'd you go your player of the match, Troy?
I went Elsie Albert. Another massive effort. But you're right about Ruben. She's making up for lost time, missed pretty much all the last season. So really getting back into the fold and I guess being a birthday week as well, she scored a try as well. So a birthday try and pumped up. But yeah, she has been playing really well over the last few weeks.
Yeah, agree. Michael, did you catch this one at home? I know you probably watched it straight after.
Oh, yeah. I loved it. I was pumped for the whole afternoon. It was the first big break I've had off work in about 4 months, and I started drinking beers before the Parramatta kick-off, and I was set for the doubleheader. So by the time the women's game come on, I was parked in front of the telly about 12 beers deep, all excited after the win.
So what do you remember about it?
No.
Everything, because he's not you.
Yeah,
so
I'm not you.
Oh, come on.
12 drinks for him and 12 drinks for Jack and 12 drinks for me, probably even 12 drinks for Taylor. It's probably 1.5 drinks for you. That's the problem. So when you get to 3 drinks, we're about 36. Anyway, continue, Michael.
I thought there was a really, really big missed opportunity. They win that, they go into 4th, I think it was, on their own. I just thought there was a couple of key moments that let them down. They tried hard, but I think they're really missing Rory in the centres. I don't think the fullback,
Abby Church.
Abby Church. Yeah, she looks like she's carrying an injury as well. I just think it was a matter of missing a couple of players that sort of stopped them getting over the line. But I mean, it's sort of been one of those seasons where they've gone up and down for most of their games. But I think it's also a pretty big rebuild from last year, really, when you look at the team and the players we've got and the coaching and stuff. So it's probably to be expected. But I still think I think they're going to scrape into the 5. I just think the heart and the passion's there. So yeah on just quickly, a side note for NRLW, because I don't think we probably touched on it enough. I think that's going to be the NRLW's biggest problem, is finding their own time for coverage on TV and to play their games. If there was any reason to stick around and watch that game, like we just had a really close, good win, everyone in that crowd would have been pumped up. I couldn't believe how empty that ground was when the women played. It blew my mind a little bit. Like, I reckon that's going to be their biggest challenge in generating their own income and own coverage time, because all the people that paid for a ticket on Sunday were there to watch the men's, and this is no disrespect to the women, but like all those people are going to be there regardless whether the women play or not. They've got to find their own time slots and own way to make their own income for it to be as successful as they want, and I hope they do, because I love watching it, especially with my daughters.
It's about the club finding a way better, because I actually received a bit of feedback on this, and some people seem to like the standalone games at places like Lidcombe, or wherever the other oval is. Eric Tweedle. Is that Lidcombe, Troy? Eric Tweedle? Obviously, you got Kelly. Granville, yeah. You got obviously Kellyville now as well. They can have games there as well. People say it's too unaffordable to hang around for another 2 hours as well. Like, obviously coming on to dinner time, so you're looking at a 6 o'clock kickoff. It means sticking around for that 2 hour game. You've then got to, buy food. So you're looking at, if there's a family of 4, you're looking at probably another $100 to get food and drink, to watch that game as well. There's a lot of factors that have to go into it. And like I said, the club's got to find a balance, but so is the NRLW and the NRL in general, just to, I guess, make that work. Like, I think clubs need to do something too. Let's be honest, like when those gates close and when everyone leaves that stadium, most of that food gets thrown out. Like, a lot of that food that they've cooked up would get thrown out usually. So make it half price. Make it 50% off for anyone that sticks around. I don't want to give the Knights a rap here, because I don't know if it's them, but it could be Jez. Just give me a nod in the background. I'm not going to bring you to talk about the Knights. Pretty sure the Knights do a promo, and if anyone sticks around, they've got meal deals and stuff like that. I know the Jets have done it in the A-League as well, and it's venues New South Wales, so it's the same stadium. There's no reason they can't do it. So that's a little bit of feedback for the club that we can obviously take back to them as well, looking to something for next year. All right, let's get past that and talk about their next match. It's a fucking tough game going up to Brisbane. At the start of the year, I had Brisbane and the Roosters playing in the grand final. It's looking more and more likely every week, but a couple of changes to the team. Look, backline pretty much stays the same, as does 8, 9, and 10. Then Boss Kapua comes in. That's a fucking great name, I had in the second row. That is a fantastic name. Marley Murphy says, Kenny Charrington returns. Change up the bench with Tanika Todd Paige Travis, River Lee, also Aloha. I don't know why it's got also there. Autocorrect's done me. Goes to the bench with Chloe Jackson. The extended bench of Tessa Williams, Mia Milton, Ruby Kenning, Ellis, and Chelsea and Makira. So obviously the big one's getting it. Kenny Charrington back. The girls paying $9. So if you're a punter and you believe in, I guess, a bit of, what's it called? Deja vu. Parramatta went up to Brisbane as rough outsiders against the Brisbane Broncos in the men's a couple of weeks back and got the job done. So $9 is looking tasty. So
they beat them last year, round 1, up there.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's a chance. There's always a chance in footy. Funny things have happened. Let's move on to some other stuff that happened across the weekend. First of all, our Indigenous jersey giveaway. Indigenous jersey, we found a winner. So many people walk up to us. A couple of people at Kellyville fucked up watching that New South Wales Cup game, which was an excellent game as well out there. A lot of people walked up to me and talked to me with it. All you had to say was Ethan Parry wore jersey 21. It was pretty self-explanatory. To Stuart, it was good to meet him. He was our winner. He got me pretty much as I walked in the gates. It's like he was waiting for me. I actually side door today. I side doored the way I went in because I knew there'd be people waiting for me at the entrance. So,
listen to you.
I did. I saw him. And they know who they are, Andrew Backhouse. I saw Andrew Backhouse and some of his friends waiting there, and I literally hid down like this, put my hood on, and literally snuck in so he couldn't win it. I just love fucking over Andrew.
I couldn't find you.
Yeah, you couldn't win, but yeah. And then obviously, look, we had a great time there, didn't we, Jace? We had Rando come in with us as well from Random. What's it? I've got his page, Random Sports.
Random Stats guy. Great page. Go and follow it. I love it. It's so good.
Fuck, I can't believe I got that wrong. I followed it for ages. So Rando coming in, this is a fucking awesome bloke. And the funniest thing was him talking his stats throughout the game. He can't switch off, Like, he can't find a way to switch off. Every time he says something, he's got a stat to back it up. It was like having David Milton next to you. It was fucking fantastic. And the more he drank, which he didn't drink that much, but the more he drank, the more stats he came out with. We got the last laugh because one of his stats was wrong. So it's always good to do that.
The team that week that was taking the penalty first lost, and we were the exception.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we made it work. As I said, we're now watching New South Wales Cup. That was an incredible game. Josiah's been a massive follower of the page so far. So Josiah Fanudu, sorry. When watching him debut, he's SG Ball captain, obviously played New South Wales under 19s. Look at the size of him, bro. He's fucking 19 and he is an absolute weapon. Played in the front row New South Wales Cup. This kid will play first grade next year. I am 100% confident after watching him debut. So good to go out to Kellyville. Fantastic day. It was an absolute mud pit out there. They had to move the game away. But Helen, I hope you're proud. We went and watched it. So what else we got, Jez? I feel like I'm just fucking waffling here. Like we haven't done the video yet. I've got to do the video because no, not that. You brought that up 6 times already now. So I want to give a shout out to Riley Smith. And Jason went into this before, and Riley Smith was out at the New South Wales Cup game. He's talking to everyone. All the kids are walking up to him. Watched half the game. He had to leave at half time to obviously get to the game for first grade. Like, not many people are going to do that, let alone a young kid. He is just an absolute legend in the club. I think he's a future captain. I sent him a message. I said, Riley, don't change. Like, you see young players come through, and I've never seen someone like this. How much he cares about this club. He treats every single person the same. I got a video of him pretty much making a kid's day. And sorry, you're going to have to listen to that little eel sparking at me again because it's part of our video thing. Riley found out it was his kid's birthday. This is after he'd come off. He'd essentially dry reached like he was going to throw up. He'd pretty much done a lap of the field and come back. He comes back past the field club every time, and a lot of players don't come to the field club. It's because right near where they walk out. And I guess the biggest thing is having to deal with drunk people who've had a beverage package can always be hard. You never know what you're going to cop, and I fully get it. Yeah, like that idiot up there in the left corner when he's had button. Actually, there's multiple here. Me and Jason are probably the sensible ones in there, to be honest.
But talk yourself up again.
Yeah, because I am. Anyway, the fact that Riley, he found out it was his kid's birthday, and someone goes, I'll give him your jersey. And the Indigenous jerseys they couldn't give away. They'll probably auction them off. So he couldn't do that. He went and got someone to get, she goes, can someone go get me one of the balls, like the Parramatta balls? They usually kick out the game. They were all gone. So someone went and got him a match ball, and he signed this match ball and give this kid. Like, he just deserves a rap. Like, I haven't seen, we spoke so much last year about how crap the players were with the fans. The connection wasn't there. They're pretty much walking off the game straight up the tunnel. How much has changed this year? And it's not just Riley. There's others like it as well.
Lomax. There's a video of Lomax with a young girl that was really good as well.
That was Nicola, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. Lomax was in the crowd. He was in the field club at the game. He goes everywhere. Like, pretty much every single player we've attracted this club has been fantastic, and they've changed the culture massively. And I think, Jason Riles has a lot to do with that, so shout out to him as well. But just with kids coming through this, now Riley's not a Parramatta junior, he's a Penrith junior, but he just gives so much shit about the club and so much about the fans. I think he will be a future captain one day. You can ask your question anytime, Andy. You can do anything. All right, just find that question away. Actually, no, not anything. Just fire the question away anyway. That's pretty much, I knew you wanted to say something about it, Jason.
Yeah, look, we were with your mate Josh, and even he, as a Cowboy supporter, saw what Riley was doing and he just goes, yeah, mate, that guy gets it. That kid gets it. And he does. He absolutely gets it. I'll be surprised if he's not a future captain. He's got everything in the making. He's going to be a hooker. He's already miles ahead of anyone we've had before. I'm very glad we have those sort of youngsters coming through that actually have the passion for the club and want to be there and actually go out of their way. Like you said to him, Adam, I hope he never changes because I really think he could be a club legend. He could have a 15-year career at hooker, and I hope he stays with us forever.
Yeah. So someone is talking about the girls as well in the comment. Man, the girls have always been fantastic. They've always been great with fans. It's we never question anything. I think the whole on this one because of the fact we questioned it so much how bad it was last year. It's like I said, it's about every fan being treated the same. And that's what it was last year. It's about the kid that's travelled 6 hours to their first game that might get to one game a year getting a chance to meet their favourite player. I'll be honest, there's still some players in the club that need to be better. But with these young ones leading the way, hopefully they soon realise that the young ones can lead the way. It doesn't take much to spend 2 or 3 minutes out of your time with the fans at the end of the game. So let's move on to this week's game against South Sydney on Saturday night. Go through the team list first of all. Look, it's essentially as we started last week from 1 to 13 because obviously Lucas started. Dylan Brown did start as well. Challenger Silver at 14, Dylan Walker at 15, Matt Dury 16, Kelma Talangi at 17, Samurai drops to 18. Once again, he was 18 last week. Hayes Dunster still there at 20, Dan Kerr at 19. The big return is Isaiah Iongi at 21, and Tony Matelli at 22 there. Isaiah did tell me last Monday at the 10-year member event he'd be 1 or 2 weeks away. So, look, this is 2 weeks, or it's technically next week. I think he said next week or the week after. So, this is it. Do you see him playing, Jack?
Look, I think we're at a stage right now where I'd probably, if he's not 100%, I wouldn't be in any rush to get him back. I mean, he's been playing great all year, but it's never a bad thing to get Hawkins and Papali a bit more first round to their belt. We're hitting some form with some good combos. But obviously, if he's ready to go, I still think he's our best option at 1, so I'd have him there. But only if he's 100%. I wouldn't take any risks with him.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Taylor?
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. But also, I do like seeing Joash at fullback. I think he's just getting better every game. So I wouldn't mind if Iongi rests for a bit longer and we just see Joash at fullback for a bit longer as well.
I think the plan around that is too, and the whole plan to bring Joash into 5-8 was to kind of see him combine with Mitch, and then Iongi obviously got injured as well. So I guess at some point we do want to see that throughout the year. I guess the other thing I'm thinking as well is New South Wales Cup are a genuine chance of making grand final or winning the comp. That Warrior team is red hot. So if anyone else get that, sound like there's some radio going off. But if Dean Hawkins drops back to New South Wales Cup, it strengthens that team. That team needs a leader. So I guess the priority as a club needs to be, if Ongi's right to go, as you have both said, and even though Joash is going so well, the priority as a club needs to be to try and win that reserve grade comp. And if that means we have to drop Hawkins back, then, I guess it's probably something we have to do. Your thoughts, Jace?
Yeah, look, we want to be strong, but at the same time, we've got to look at how we can build the juniors, how we can make the teams better. Look, unfortunately, our season is even now, I think, mathematically over, regardless of what we do.
Whoa. No, it's not.
Isn't it?
We've got that coming. You keep going.
Okay. I thought without for and against it was impossible, but anyway. Look, yeah, we just gotta build what we can now and do what we can to have almost like a stepping stone or like a leap into next year, so we can actually start well, and hopefully next year is a lot better with less injuries and less suspensions, etc.
Yeah, fair. We talk about that all day. I'll just go to Michael, and first of all, give me your 167 this week. What are you doing?
If Iongi's fit, I would have him back there straight up. I still think he's the best in that position. I think Joash has been, even though he's been playing fullback, I reckon I've seen him play a lot like a 6 anyway in the last couple of weeks. And I still think that's my preference moving forward, him 6 and Iongi in the 1.
Troy, what are you doing?
Just leaving it as it is at the moment. Teams winning just throws up too many conundrums, as Jason would say. If Iongi comes back, where do you put him? Where do you put Joash? Do you demote Dean Hawkins, although he's been doing a good job whilst Mitch has been out? So I'd just leave it at the moment.
So if Ongi's good to go for the next 4 weeks, you're just going to leave him not playing, or you're going to put him in reserve grade when he's a chance of
if the team keeps on winning, what do?
You make a hard call and you look to the future of next year. It's not about this year, which we've kind of known for quite a while, which obviously begs the question about Dylan Brown and why Dylan's Brown there when there's people still on contract for next year not there. Kind of see why Pat was a bit annoyed sometimes. But let's go there. Let's focus on this year, because there is a chance, and I think it's Pietro, I think his name was, that sent this to me, because I couldn't be bothered working it out. So here's all that we need to happen, and I am going to multi this. I'm going to multi this every week. So this week I'm going to put a multi: Warriors to beat Dragons, Bulldogs to beat Roosters, Broncos to beat Dolphins, Parra to beat South, and Tigers to beat Manly. So look, you can see it in front of you, but we're going to cross these off one by one, week by one. So we'll cross these off, and we'll upload it next week, and we'll tick them off as they go. And if we somehow get down to round 27 and we need all those to happen, imagine the scenes if Parramatta, all they need to do is beat the Knights. Oh, actually, no, that's actually fucking sounds terrible. I've seen that situation happen about 11 years ago in 2014 all Parramatta had to do was beat the Knights. They were up 10-0 and they got fucking flogged. So, and Jez is sitting there laughing. Also, he's fucking laughing round 27 when we're handing you a spoon. But yeah, so there is a chance. It's not over. It's not over till the fat lady sings. But you never know what could happen. Let's get to the charity multi this week. As I said, Jack, he's gone absolutely massive. He's gone big on it. So, but he's put some thought into it. Jack, talk us through your method here. What's your method?
Oh, I've been having a look, mate, and the right winger, which would be Lomax this week, always tends to score against Souths. And the 3 out of the last 4 games that the Souths have played, a dummy half has scored. Toss and turn between Smith and De Silva, but I think Smith will get a bit more game time, and I think just the more I have a good feeling about it. And then Johnson, yeah, he always scores. It bumped up a little bit. I can live with it being 68-4 as long as if Johnson gets that one try. So I'm feeling good about it. Knowing my luck, it'll hit and De Silva will score, and then I'll be banned from the podcast. But we'll see how we go.
When you sent it through to me, and I looked and I said, "Fuck, he's gone big at 23-1 straight away, 50 times." I was like, "Explain it to me. Why have you gone so big?" And when he explained it to me, I was like, "I'm going to back that myself. I'm going to have a stab at that myself. I'm confident. I'll back you. I will follow you."
If anyone else wants to chuck anything on, the left back rower always seems to score against Souths. So that would be Jack Williams. If you're feeling a bit frisky, boys. I looked at that as well, but I thought a bit too much for the charity, so we'll stick with Riley.
Group chat's going to be lit if that gets up.
It's going to be fucking huge. Like, honestly, Jack, I would follow you into a dark corridor down some stairs. Like, I'm that confident it's going to get up. As long as Troy's not following me, I would follow you.
It's hidden. I don't promote unsensible gambling, but if anyone's looked at that chat, it's a lock. Jump on it. You'll thank me later.
You win some, you lose most. Gamble responsibly. Sorry, I just had to tuck that in there before we went there. All right, let's draw out a winner before we get to our bowl predictions for the $100 voucher giveaway. Like I said, you do have to claim in 30 seconds. This is pretty much it. How many got? 29. So I'll get the numbers up. 1 to 29. There's never any music anymore. Jez, you meant to play music here? No, you're not
That
really.
stupid Telstra ad music on.
Hey, ready? 1, 25.
Oh, Adam has to count now.
Ahmed. 4 from the bottom. That's 25, isn't it?
No. This is why you don't say out the names because you'll get it wrong. You've starred some. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do it again. Sorry, guys. Can we stop this music for a second?
Is that my fault? Did I fuck that up?
Oh, that was good.
Jez. It was actually 1 to 24, so it's number 7 because there was not 25 shared. Number 4 for tonight is 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, you have 30 seconds to claim from now. 3, 2, 1. Dennis Fares. 30 seconds to claim.
Oh yeah, funky
music sucks. Can you turn this music off?
Oh, Ollie Cooper.
That's all this happening.
He's there.
Dennis won.
He's there.
I think fuck that period of my life is over. Dennis, congratulations. Message the page. You got $100 at Leagues Club vouchers. Message me and we'll organise them. So, yeah.
Well done, Dennis. Well done, Dennis.
Yeah, we got it. We got it the first time, Dennis. 3 times.
He was scared. He wasn't going to get it.
Oh, this podcast feels like it's never going to end tonight. Let's go to bowl predictions. Get some questions in. While we do that, Michael, you're here haven't been here for a while. You should have something stored up. Just fire it away.
Something stored up? I've got nothing stored up. On what regard? What do you want to talk about?
It's bold predictions.
I just meant in general. I was like, what
How you been?
What are you talking about?
Bold prediction.
Right, score. Let me go. I actually think we're going to win this one. Well, I'm going to go 32-6. First try scorer, I'm going to go... I'll go Lomax. I'll jump on Jack's theory of the right winger. I reckon he'll get it done early. And bowl prediction... both hookers to score a try, both Riley and Talon to get over the line.
I like it. I'm going to go next because I always have to go last or towards the end. I don't like it, and I don't want anyone to steal mine. So I think we're going to win comfortable too. I think South has still got some points in just defensively. So I'm going to go 44-14 to Parramatta. That is big. That is bold. My first try scorer, I like what Jack said. Jack Williams' first try scorer is what I'm going to go. And my bold prediction is Jack's multi to get up. Gamble responsibly. There you go. That's my bold prediction. Jack, I might as well let you go next. Still want you to steal that from me.
Well, you've kind of stolen my prediction, but I'm just going to amp it up a bit, so we're good. I'm going to go, let's go 32-20. I think Rabbitohs, they can get their backline movement going. We suck at defending it. We always have. But I think we'll outscore them. First try scorer, Riley Smith. It's a lock, boys. Ball prediction, Jack's multi hits, and it's done in the first half. Gamble responsibly.
I love the confidence. I love it.
It's going to be fucking funny if he gets none.
Oh, mate.
All right, Taylor, what do you got? There's a thing, by the way.
Also, I just want to say, you told me when I said at the start that I hate being anxious the whole 80 minutes, and now you're all putting big bets on saying that they're going to flog them. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to say Parra's going to get 36-6. First try scorer, Lomax. And bold prediction, I reckon Jack Williams is going to go over.
Hell yeah. Left back row. I like it.
Yeah, she's keeping it going. She's keeping it real.
Let's get it, boys and girls.
You cut out about 3 times, Taylor, there. So, yeah, I think Jez has got it. You might have to message. You might have to get him fixed up. What do you got, Jason?
Look, I think we've been on the brink of actually scoring a lot of points. We've just been shy, and I think Moses is. This is the team that Moses will really have an opportunity to show his hand. I think we're going to win 46-18. And first try scorer is going to be Mitch, and he's going to get. My bold prediction is he's going to get 2 tries and 2 try assists.
Like it. All right, Trey. Will Penasini first try scorer. What else you got?
Nah. 40-20. Fox first try scorer.
Who's going to kick the 40-20?
Hey?
Riley Smith, and he'll score.
You said there's going to be a 40. You said there's going to be a 40-20. Who's going to kick it?
No, that's a score.
Ah. Start again, Troy. Jess has got it
I
right.
thought he meant a kick too. I thought he meant it was a 40-20 as well.
We always start off with the score. So the score will be 40-20.
Yep.
The first try score will be Fox. And a bold prediction will be I'm going to say 0 sprays from Mitch.
Is that into the ref? Does that count as a ref as well?
And no dives. And no dives. But I will say 5 arms up in the air.
Dude, Jez is writing this down, hating his life.
Speaking to the referee has been much improved this year. Sorry, shout out, side note.
Yeah.
That wasn't at full time. It wasn't on that last try, trust me.
Yeah, that's all
right. Anyway, all right, let's get a few questions. There's a few starred, and then we'll get out of here because it is late. Hang on, Jez?
Troy,
yes?
I think you've gone massive unders with only 5 arms up in the air.
Meant for the first 20 minutes.
That's, at least you know how many sets you get?
Is that
sets in a game you get?
Troy's is also in the first half as well.
Is that 5 individual arms, so 2 twos and a 1, or is it 5 doubles?
Maybe he's done his shoulder by then and he can't lift it.
Yeah.
What if he singles 6 again once? Like, what if Mitch is like, that's 6 again, sir? Does that count as a half?
Nah.
Yeah. Bold.
Yeah.
Do you want to add that in there? And 1 6 again motioned?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, in.
So how many 40-20s were there, Troy?
And who's kicking it?
3.
Sorry, okay. Yeah. All right, let's get some of these questions. Get the fuck out of here because we're running over time. What do we got? Jez has starred these 2 out. So who are the 2 players Riles is looking to sign. Everyone. We're looking to sign absolutely everyone. Look, Riles is actively looking. Just don't read too much in the newspapers. The club was always kind of looking for a hooker, which they obviously found in Talon Silver, back a hooker. I think we're still looking for a decent centre, respectfully, like a decent backup centre, or just a decent centre, actually, now that Bailey's gone as well. So club could find a centre. I think they'd like that as well, and we'll kind of see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised if Lomax gets another run at the centres throughout the rest of the year, see if he can be a centre next year. Because with Bailey gone and, Russell's played good football, but Russell hasn't played good football his whole career. He's played good football this year. So interesting what they do there. We definitely need another centre. What's available. Thoughts on pushing Lomax to 6 and putting Joash to wing? Troy?
No.
Yeah,
I don't think I've
like,
ever seen Lomax play 6.
I think he did once for St. George. Like, he was wearing the centre jersey and played 6. A bit more like a fullback. If you're going to do that, you're essentially going to have a running fullback, another running fullback. We've already got enough running fullbacks, so no, I don't like it. I'll ask you this one, Jack. What did everyone think? So, what did you think, Jack? I'll change that. Of Dylan Drown in the centres.
It looked like Dylan Brown hadn't played footy in a month in a position that he's barely played in his career.
You fucking making excuses for him or what? Like,
No. Let me finish. You asked me. I'm giving you an answer. I thought he looked lost in attack. They didn't know how to inject himself. But I thought his defense was second to none. I thought he was reading it well. That whole edge was on lock. I was really impressed with that. But yeah, he doesn't play center. He never played. He struggled in the centers a couple of years ago when we played him there. But for me, I was just happy that he was making his tackles, making good reads. And whatever comes on it, As long as he's not conceding tries, I'm not really that phased. We'll get the ball to Fox eventually, one way or another.
I don't think our line ever looked like it was going to crack in the 20 or 30. Like, we had them dialed. If we defend like that again this weekend, we should be all right.
Well, they only scored off our mistakes. So Lomax slip, Joash bobble, and then the intercept.
The intercept, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Fair. Okay, Jason, you're the New South Wales Cup expert. Will Hawkins and Joash be eligible to play finals for New South Wales Cup if they were to drop back? Or either if they don't drop back?
Wow, that is a question of the gods. Look, the only way I can probably explain it is to provide an analogy, and the analogy is Tim Manor, who played most of the year in 2019 with the first grade. With first grade, he played the grand final for Wenty. So if you're going to go off that, I'm not sure if the rules have changed since then, but if you're going to go off that, I don't think he played one game in Cup that year, except for the grand final.
Joash has played a heap of Cup too.
He's played. So's Hawkins. So look, that would be my precedent in a sense to establish whether or not that's possible. But I don't know if the rules have changed. But they should. They've both played in Cup. And they've both played enough games in Cup, surely.
Just ask your mate Rando. You'll know.
Yeah. Where's Rando? His stats?
Well, I was going to tell them to head across the Cumberland Throw because they'd probably know. But because we certainly don't. We'll also ask our New South Wales Cup expert Helen as well. I'm sure she knows the answers. Both can drop back. There you go. Josh Randall. There you go. He would know. There you go. This one here was a pretty good one as well. Do the players want to drop back or stay playing first grade? Go to you, Taylor. If you're a first grade player, would you want to drop back or would you want to play first grade?
Depends. If I was in that position, it would depend on how much money I'm getting. Well, for Dylan Brown, for example, he's on heaps of money. He just gets the easy games. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's why I can't work out, like, when Dylan Brown wasn't playing, I get it was kind of a thing to Newcastle or whatever. I would have had Dylan in Cup to give that Cup team every chance they can to win the comp. I think it's got to be club first as a player. And if it's
because they're giving Lorenzo a crack at 6, wouldn't be really any point having Dylan Brown in there.
Yeah, but Flegg's a chance of winning as well. They're sitting in third, so they drop Lorenzo back to Flegg. They're a massive chance of winning. If you can win. They got beaten SG Ball, but like if we can have a year where we make an SG Ball final, win Flegg, win Cup, it looks good for first grade in the years to come, doesn't it? We saw Penrith build that dynasty off that, so it kind of is Yeah. Final question. True that Gus is after Tino. True or false? I believe Gus has never met him, so I don't know.
Surely everyone's after Tino. Like, every club who's got cap space and doesn't have cap space would be after him.
Well, I don't know how the fucking Dogs have cap space to sign him. There's a rumor they're in the market for him. Everyone's going to be in the market for him, like Payne Haas becomes available to talk to other clubs.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to look good. I know St. George are going to make a massive offer. We have a lot of room in the cap. It's if we decide if we need him. I fucking would love him. I'd be playing him in the front row, not at lock though. He'd be absolutely perfect to sign from 2027, I think it is. Junior retires end of next year. Boom. Tino. Done. There you go. All right. That's pretty much it. That was a massive show. So let's get the fuck out of here. Those going in the game on Saturday, enjoy, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Go Parra.